Morning, you guys. Today, partway through the video, you're going to see that we get interrupted because I'm having a hard time getting the iPads to run. But we'll go through this, and in the middle, we'll just have a couple minutes of commotion when my class is coming in. But today, we're going to look at graphing linear equations, and you had a drill, and on the drill, this standard form, remember you got to have the x's first, and then you got to have the y's. So these y's need to move to the other side. So I'm going to get 7x's minus 4y's equals negative 6. And that's standard form. Okay, now if I'm supposed to tell which ones are linear and which ones are not, the first thing that I'm looking for is that it can only have plain x's, or it can only have plain y's, or it can have plain x's and plain y's. So this one has a y and it has an x. There's no powers, there's no anything weird that's happening to the x and y. This is linear. So this one's yes, it's linear. This one has squares on it, and you're not allowed to have any powers. That throws it out from being a linear equation. This one's actually a circle. So this is no. Now, if you have a plain x and a plain y like this one does, you can't have multiplication of the x and y. It just has to be a simple pile of x's and a simple pile of y's. So this one is not. Okay, then we're supposed to find the intercepts of the graph and the zero. So my y-intercept is this point right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the y-intercept is out 0, up 5. Then the x-intercept is also called the 0. These are the same thing. They're equal, they're both the same thing. Also, I'll refer to it as the root. And that's crossing, I'm just going to have to estimate this point right in here. So it looks like it's about 2.5 out. So my ordered pair is going to be out 2.5 or 2.5, whatever, and then up 0. Okay, if you still have questions about these things, be sure and ask me today. Now, we're going to make a graph, and we're going to graph the equation by making a table of values. I'm going to just pick any random 3 points that you want to. So right now, I'll just pick 0, 1, 2, because they seem like easy points to put in for the x. Then what I need to do is I need to figure out what's the answer when I run these through the equation. So my equation that I have is 2x plus 1. So I'm going to go 2, and instead of x, I'm going to substitute the 0 in, plus 1. So 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 gives me an answer of 1. Then I'm going to do the next one and put 1 in there. So 2 times x, x is 1, plus 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1, 3. Then I'm going to do it one more time. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1, 5. And then I can go ahead, and if I do things correctly, you should see that these 3 points lie in a line. If you make a mistake on these, they won't lie in the line. So 0, 1, right here. 1, 3, right there. 2, 5. There. And then I can see my line. Be sure and put arrows on both ends of your line. Also, take your arrow and put it a little bit further out than the point right here, and a little bit further out than the point right there. Okay, have a nice graph. Let's do another one. So I'm going to make a table of values. Now this time, do you see up at the equation how it says that it's a half of x? I'm only going to pick even numbers for x because I can take half of 2, and I can take half of 4, and I can take half of 6, but I can't take half of 1 easily, then I'll get a fraction. So I'm only going to pick the even numbers this time. So 0, 2, 4, because that'll give me nice answers when I run it through. Half of x, so half of 0 is 0. Take away 2 is negative 2. I'm going to run 2 through there. Half of 2, this is why I picked an even number, so I could take half of it. Half of 2 is 1. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. And then half of 4 is 2 minus 2 is 0. Let me test and see if they lie in a line. So 0, negative 2, 2, negative 1, 4, 0. Oh, they do. Arrow on the end, arrow on the end. We have a nice graph. That's one technique that you can use for graphing. It's called graphing by making a table, or a T diagram, because this looks like a T. There's a second method of graphing that sometimes works nicely. And so that's this method where we're going to find the x and the y intercept. So what I do, and I'll show you this, you take the equation, and one time you let x be equal to 0. This is going to find my y-intercept. And the second time we're going to solve the equation, you're going to let y be equal to 0. Because on the x-intercept, the y is 0, and on the y-intercept, the x is 0. So this is going to find my intercept to the graph. It's the point you pulled off the graph yesterday. So here I go. 3 times x is 0 plus 2y equals 6. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 2y equals 6. If I have that 0 sitting out here, I really don't need that, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Divide by 2 because I'm solving for y, and my y equals 3. So what I found now is I found my x-intercept, or my y-intercept. When x is 0, y is 3. And I'm going to graph this point, and then let me do this part. So we're going to let this time y be equal to 0. So I have 3x plus 2 times 0 equals 6. So 3x, that's all 0, I'm going to leave it out, equals 6. Divide by 3, and x equals 2. So my intercept here, when y is 0, x is 2. Then I can graph this just by connecting those 2 points together. So out 0, up 3. Out 2, up 0. And I connect those 2 points together, and I've got my graph. That's a second method of graphing. It's kind of a nice method. Okay, I think I have time to show you the last one. Well, no, we have one more, which I don't know if I'll be able to show you. So this time I'm going to do it again. So let x equal 0, let y equal 0. Oops. Y equals 0. So x is 0. 4 times 0 minus 2y equals 8. That goes to 0, so minus 2y equals 8. Divide by -2, divide by -2, and y is -4. The second time. Y is 0. 4 times x minus 2 times 0 equals 8. This is 0, so 4x equals 8. Divide by 4, and x equals 2. Now, instead of writing the intercepts, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to graph it. X is 2. Y is -4. And I have my graph. That's a fast way to graph. It's faster than when, if you look back at plotting the points and trying to figure out the points, that takes more time. This other method is better, it's faster. So you let x be 0, let y be 0, and solve. Okay, now there's one other type of graph that you do need to be aware of, and that's what happens when the x drops out or the y drops out. So these only have one variable. So in this one, I get x is equal to 2. When I make my T diagram, x is 2 no matter what. I can pick anything that I want to for the y's. So if that's the case, x is 2, y is 0. X is 2, y is 1. X is 2, y is 2. Anytime you have one of the variables drop out, this graph, the equation for that graph is x equals 2, because x is 2 always in every single set of the ordered pairs that are sitting there. Okay, likewise, when this drops out, we have y is equal to 2. So when I do my ordered pair, y is equal to 2 every single time. So 0, 1, 2. I can put anything in for x, but y is always equal to 2. If I'm going to graph this one, y is equal to 2. So x is 0, x is 1, x is 2, it doesn't matter. Y is always equal to 2, and I end up with a horizontal line. So if the y drops out, you get a vertical line. If the x drops out, you get a horizontal line. Okay, I think at this stage, you guys can go ahead and you can do your homework, and we made it through things without getting interrupted, which is great. Good luck. Let me know if you're having trouble.